My video for November 21st, 2017 is entitled Intel Report, Trump Takes Over Deep State. As I mentioned in previous videos, I get intelligence reports every day. Today's said this, quote, several sources validating reports of Marines at Langley, Saudi Prince Al-Waleed admits the truth about Las Vegas shootings, plus President Trump's strategic takeover of deep state, end quote. Of course, mainstream news does not report these things, since they are part of the deep state. Alternative media has long provided reports of this on this nature. Should be of this nature. I better fix that. Fix it right now. Supposedly inside scoops of things going on behind the scenes. Frankly, I'd like these to become mainstream. I'd love to see the takedown of the criminals who have been operating our governments in the USA and around the world all my life. How much longer will humanity have to wait before such things are widely known, putting humanity on a path to recovery from millennia of corruption, lies, and wars for profit? Please, God, many wait for good news that goes beyond just more hopium. We want to get out of the matrix of control, don't we? I know I do. Yes, I get the intel reports every day, and if this is true, I'd be very pleased. Of course, there's been many things leading up to this that have been reported, but the fact that the Saudi prince is going to be revealing, or did reveal, what really happened in Las Vegas, I don't know that I've seen that before, and I'd like to see President Trump actually take over and start moving things in a more positive direction. I think there's a lot of us that would like to see that. Of course, those that have been mind controlled are not going to be part of that group, and that might be the majority of humanity. I'm not sure exactly to what extent it goes, but I also got this report by Michelle Walling, howtoexitthematrix.com, and she reported that as of the 19th of November, we've had our DNA reactivated, and codons that had been shut down for millennia have been turned back on. I don't know if that's true either. I don't know lots of things that are claimed, whether they're actually happen, until I can personally experience it for myself, and until the mainstream media actually starts reporting things because they have no alternative. You know, it's hard to say what's really going on. I do feel that something is happening that is big, but how to confirm it remains a mystery to me, and probably to most of you, perhaps all of you, I'm not sure. I want, as many of us do, to get out of the barrage of lies that we have been fed all of our lives by not just our governments and mainstream media, but by our religions that pit us against each other instead of putting us on the same team, fighting for the liberation of humanity, and realizing that the fight is not about war, but about claiming our own power. It's about stepping into something that has been elusive and for some reason beyond our ability to move into and take as our own being, take into our own being, and transform our lives and the lives of humanity, and actually of Earth itself. Folks, the dream that we've had to rise above the morass of deception is not a fake dream, but it has been just a dream. It has not been the reality. We need it to become the reality. And so whatever is the truth, whatever is happening in Washington, D.C., whatever's happening in Saudi Arabia, whatever Trump accomplished on this trip around the world for an extended period of time, actually. He was gone, what, at least a week to 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the actual duration. I know he's back in Washington as of the last 2 or 3 days, but he was gone for a good while. And there were reports that he was visiting many countries, including in the Far East and the Mideast and Europe and various parts of the world. He's been on a major traveling expedition, hopefully to do the job of exposing the deep state, which is something that the deep state, of course, does not want to happen, because many of them are going to be exposed as the criminals they have long been. People whose names we know as household words. I mean, they're people that have been on our TV screens and been in our media as our leaders, but they have been charlatans. And for them to be taken out would be a blessing, a boon for humanity. Of course, it would not be a boon for the part of humanity that has gone along with this and believed that that it was something they could profit from. But they're taking out a lot of the lower people first, I suspect. And some of those are going to start blowing the whistle and telling the truth that has been long hidden. This is something that has been not only promised, but it is absolutely necessary for this to happen if we are going to be able to transcend the millennia of corruption that we've gone through as a human race. We need this, folks. And I'll say again, I think I said at the very beginning, see, that's how quickly I forget, that I do hope that Aristo is able to connect with me before I have to go take my granddaughter to school, and we can get a video up for the next one. I know he is going to be delayed from the time that he would normally come on with me, and he did give me advance notice of that. So anyway, folks, I look forward to making a video with Aristo, but in the meantime, I wanted to get this video out so that I can keep my train of continuing videos sort of on some kind of a schedule. And I also hope to be able to do a video in the near future by sometime in the next few days, probably over the Thanksgiving weekend, with my friend from Hawaii, Valentine. I couldn't think of his name for a second. That's how my mind is lately. It seems to be shot full of holes, and I'd love to have my DNA reactivated and have my codons turned on and not only be able to recall things from past lives, but to be able to have a better grasp of things right now. Because since my stroke, there seems to be gaps in my memory. So anyway, I appreciate those of you that have hung in there with me for all these months, weeks, and the last several years. I'm thankful that I've had the opportunity to play this small role in helping the awakening process move forward. Thank you for listening, and namaste.